The Grammy Awards are music's biggest night, and ET is taking a look at some of this year's incredible nominees, from Beyonce to Taylor Swift to newcomers like Chappell Roan and Shaboozey. And that's not all. We are also opening our ET vault to take a look at the Grammys of the past. But first, here's what you need to know about the 2025 ceremony.
Can you talk to me about the performers you've announced so far?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of performers we haven't been allowed to announce yet. A lot of performers these days like to be a surprise. So, and we like to surprise people too. We don't like to overhype things. But there's some phenomenal superstars who've already been announced. Billie Eilish, I think, is the one I'm so excited about as well because she's from Los Angeles. She's such a superstar. It feels like she's been around for so many years. She's only 23.
Isn't that wild?
Here she is as sort of like a Grammy legend
already.
So she's got a very special performance that's very meaningful, and I'm excited about that. Chappell Roan and Sabrina Carpenter, two superstars of the last year, nominated across the board. We are very, very excited about the performances as they're shaping up. This week is a really sort of defining week of where we start seeing them on their feet and seeing them in action and making tweaks to them. But I think that it's going to be a very good year for music on the show this year.
Can you tease any of those surprises you guys have in store? What are you working on?
Well, there's a couple of people who are going to sing together that I think could be exciting. There's still two things that we're working on that we're trying to pull off, and it's it'll be a last minute thing if we can try and get this together. So there's a few things bizarrely that are still up in the air. There's a lot in our rundown that's still like, we hope we can get this thing, but let's see. Look, they are surprises, partly because I don't like to tempt fate, because as soon as I talk about them, you get a text going, so sorry, couldn't make this work. That's happened to me previous years. I've gone, there's something we're working on, it's going to be exciting. And then you get off the phone and they're like, yeah, sorry, couldn't make it work this year. Next year, Joni Mitchell's a good example of that. Joni Mitchell was on the show last year and was phenomenal, but actually we were talking to her about being on the year before. So you never know. So often you're working on things and then they come off at different times. But all I'd say is, although we are having our seatbelts on this week because we're moving so fast, I think it's going to be a really powerful and exceptional show this year, and I hope everybody feels that we do it right.
It sounds like anything could happen up until the day of the show on Sunday. So I got to ask you a question, Ben, on behalf of the Beehive. Beyonce has not performed at the Grammys since 2017. Is there hope that Beyonce will celebrate Cowboy Carter with a performance? Has she been asked?
I would always want Beyonce to be on the show, of course. So, it would be beyond our wildest dreams. At the moment, there is no performance planned for Beyonce, sadly, but she's a huge story this year because that album is phenomenal, nominated for Best Album, as well as Country Album, Record Song.
This ain't Texas, ain't no hold'em. Lay your cards down, 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 down.
Last year was a special year because we got to see her win more Grammys than anyone's ever won ever. And so we have the Grammys and her have a really special relationship, and long may that continue, and hopefully one day we'll see her back on that stage.
I know you got a wild week. It's Grammys week.
Grammys week.
It's one of my favorites, so I am happy to know that they're proceeding and actually happening, but of course with a renewed purpose this year. Talk to me about why do you think it was important that the Grammys proceed as planned, of course now with the wildfire relief efforts in your mind?
Yeah, I was never in doubt that if it was safe to do the show, firstly, this hasn't been the easiest time to work in this industry over the last few years with pandemics and strikes and many other things. And there's actually about 6,500 people who take a wage in some way, local Los Angelinos, whether they be drivers or stage builders or choreographers or dancers or makeup artists, or all these people who have been affected by what's happened. And actually the last thing they need is to lose a wage for a few weeks. So I was very insistent for them that we did the show. But more than that, I actually thought, what better thing than to be able to celebrate the city of Los Angeles and the spirit that we're really feeling in the city right now, to salute the first responders in such a significant way that we can do on the night, and also raise some really needed funds, because we've got a slot on CBS on Sunday night with some of the biggest stars in the world there in the room. And what better use of our time than actually doing some good?
There are so many amazing nominees this year, and for some of them, this isn't their first time at the Grammys. So we are taking a trip down memory lane with a few of this year's nominees.
2 Grammys tonight. Where do you take those Grammys? Do you dress them up? Do you put some sequins on them? What do you do?
No, Grammys stay nice and neatly polished on the mantle, or my tour bus rather.
How good does it feel to be validated with those Grammys?
It's just been really, truly wonderful, but I really wanted to win tonight only for my fans, and I really wanted my fans to feel right there with me, and tonight the piano that me and Elton played, Elton who's so amazing, we played a piano made by Terence Coe, who's a truly incredible artist, and the piano is made out of monster hands, so that was my little gift and surprise to my fans who I love so much.
Did you know the first time the Beatles were ever nominated for a Grammy was in 1965? And now 25 nominations, 7 wins, and decades later, they are nominated once again.
What do you miss about being able to get together with the other guys?
Well, I miss them both, George and John. We were friends. We were like 4 brothers, and we looked out for each other. You know, it's great.
It's been a hard day's night.
What does it mean to get these Grammy nominations?
Well, a Grammy's a Grammy.
Yeah, but these are special.
This one is, you know, the special thing about it is that Peter Jackson has a machine that took John's voice off a cassette tape, and it's like he's in the room.
Yeah.
It was very moving. Paul put a lot of work into this, and he is the worker. And so he called me, hey, you know that song, do you want to play drums? Okay.
That was a great Paul, by the way.
Yeah.
2 Grammy nominations for Now and Then, the song that used recordings from John and George Harrison to bring the Beatles back together for one last song.
What does it mean to see this new generation kind of embracing your music and thinking about all the different, I mean, grandma, kid, and now their child?
Well, kids.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think with the Beatles, every generation has a listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. And, you know, everything's streaming now. And I just put on a post on my website, you know, that Octopus's Garden has had 100 million streams.
I will tell you, my son, for his 3rd grade class, did Octopus's Garden.
Oh,
so
good.
You know, so it
He'd
goes
like
on.
to be under the sea.
Come on, he can come in and sing it to you right now.
I'd like to be underneath the sea.
What do you miss about being able to get together with the other guys?
Well, I miss them both, George and John. Yeah, I mean, John. We were friends. We were like 4 brothers, and we looked out for each other. And when we made music, we went through moments where, you know, getting a little happy was good.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
So we really worked very hard. We had a lot of cups of tea, and could just feel where it was going. You know, it needs to be put in a bit of strength there. You know, we're like psychic. For me, it was like psychic. We knew where we were going. No one had to look at you or stamp the foot, whatever, you know.
See, I'd watch an hour of him just playing the piano.
It was beautiful playing with them. And we did it together. You know, that's what was great. We had 2 great songwriters. And then George started writing, I started writing. You know, it's great.
Women are dominating the Grammys this year. From Charlie XCX to Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan, these ladies of pop have each had a standout year in music. Let's take a look.
Charlie XCX is no stranger to hits like her early songs Boom Clap and Fancy. This collab with Iggy Azalea would earn the singer 2 nominations at the 2015 Grammy Awards.
When I found out I was nominated, I didn't even believe it. I was like, what? Like, my friend was like, see you at the Grammys. I was like, why? Why? And then he was like, because you're nominated. So, you know, it's amazing. I'm very happy to be here.
But it is her most recent album, Brat, that has cemented her place as a powerhouse in the music industry.
Yeah, 360. When you're in the mirror, do you like what you see? When you're in the mirror, you're just looking at me. I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia.
The album launched Brat Summer, a viral trend that impacted pop culture.
For years, I was like, I can't wait for my Brat Summer.
Yeah. And even politics. So it's no surprise the Brit ended up with 8 Grammy nominations this year, including Album of the Year, a category she shares with Sabrina Carpenter.
I'm working late, 'cause I'm a singer.
Sabrina Carpenter started her career in the industry as a child actor in shows like Girl Meets World.
He gets our days, let's take back our nights. No homework, more freedom. Who's with me?
But Sabrina's passion for music has always been there.
You know, I started singing before I knew what acting was. I felt like music was just always around me, so it was easy to know that I wanted to do that for the rest of my life because I could take it with me wherever I went.
And while she developed a devoted fan base with her earlier albums, it was her run as an opener on Taylor Swift's Eras tour and her hit Espresso that launched her into superstardom.
So you can't sleep, baby, I know what's that mean, espresso.
Her lead single off her album, Short and Sweet, was soon followed up by hits like Please, Please, Please and Taste, with the former going to #1.
Please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
This success led to 6 Grammy nominations, including a nod in each of the 4 major categories, with her and Chappell Roan being the only artist this year to do so.
Like, me and Sabrina, we've been doing this for a decade, and like, it just takes this long to like lift up. I think people just want something fun and like not serious.
Chappell Roan's debut album, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, developed a cult following after its release.
What's it take to get your number? What's it take to bring you home?
But it was Chappell's performances at festivals like Coachella and her stint as a supporting act on Olivia Rodrigo's world tour that led to her breakthrough.
I think it just feels good to have a girl supporting a girl.
The pop star's unique style and honest attitude has endeared her to fans around the world.
It's hard for artists to speak up because they're so scared of their fans hating them.
But it is her music that has earned her 6 Grammy nominations, including Album of the Year.
It just feels awesome to have like young girls being together, supporting each other, rather than like, it's so easy to be like this artist versus this one, so.
Billie, crazy night. This turned into your night.
I guess.
What does this mean to you?
Well, I'm dying, man. I don't know. This is crazy. Who am I? Your coffee cup. I got you.
It is so funny.
Is this beyond your wildest dreams?
Yeah, dude. This is surreal. This is like a dream. Oh my God. How are you?
I am good, but I can only imagine how this moment must feel, and can you digest it?
No.
Both Beyonce and Taylor Swift have a long history with the Grammys. From their early nominations to their historic wins, let's take a look at each of their incredible journeys at the Grammy Awards.
Ooh. We're nominated for 5 Grammys, and I can't believe it. It's amazing. I know last year we would have never thought that we would be Grammys girls. I mean, it's amazing. We have 2 Grammys, and it's amazing, and we didn't expect it. This whole night has been a dream. I won 5. Can't believe it. That would have hurt. I can't wait to take my shoes off.
I unexpectedly won a Grammy tonight, and with Stevie Wonder. Now the 9th Grammy for me. It's always exciting. It's like, you know, a girl's dream. You know when you have the moments in your life that you always dream about, but it just seems like, okay, it's never gonna happen. It's just, you know, too wonderful for it to be real. That just happened to me. Like, literally, the dream of my life just happened. And when we finished, I was trying so hard not to bust out in tears because I looked at Tina Turner right in front of me. I'm getting choked up now, but that's my dream. I'm so excited that happened. It is very emotional. And I'm trying to hold it in because I can see right now, like looking around, that this is something I'll never, ever forget. And this night is very surreal for me. Oh my God.
It's a great night.
I'll never forget it.
Please give a very warm welcome to Taylor Swift.
How did it feel when you heard about your nominee?
I honestly just freaked out. I had no clue like that I would be nominated in the Best New Artist category. The album just went double platinum and now this, and I literally was standing backstage going, how did this happen? How did my life get this awesome?
This is my first Grammys I've ever been to, and I'm already so overwhelmed. There are so many famous people here. How do you handle it?
I don't.
How do you just contain yourself?
You're sitting on top of the world. How is that what does that feel like?
It feels like, you know, when you're in second grade and you think about these things that are just so far out of reach, and the Grammys are words like that, you know?
Are you already thinking about songs in your head now?
I'm already thinking about the next record. I've been writing it for the past year, so
Yes.
I like to write a record for a good solid 2 years
Yes,
and then
yes.
pick the best songs.
I think being nominated for Album of the Year is the biggest, most incredible honor. I mean, the fact that they pick 5 albums out of the entire year and you get to be one, it's just amazing. The most insane concert you could ever go to, the best artists playing the best songs, insane collaborations. Like, I don't understand how you cannot fangirl about that.
It's high expectation just because I'm right here, you know, regardless of what happened. And I think it just comes from me challenging myself, getting in the studio, and that's what gives me my fuel to actually keep going, knowing I got to challenge myself to, not to really outdo, but to just feel like I took myself to the next level.
The winner of Best New Artist over the years has included performers like the Beatles, Mariah Carey, John Legend, and so many more. And ET spoke to a few of the artists nominated for this legendary category.
I love that you did not spare any detail here. We've got the rodeo sash, the rodeo buckle.
Oh, good to see you again.
Listen, congratulations, 6 Grammy nominations. I am so happy for you. Has it sunk in yet? How does it feel?
Oh my gosh, it's unreal, you know, like. Just to top the year off with a Grammy nomination with 6 of them, it's just like I can't even describe it. You know, I'm just literally riding a high right now, and I just want to keep it going.
Keep it going.
So, like, what's the next thing? You know, we'll hopefully win one or a couple.
Everybody at the bar gets it. You learned of the news out with Jelly. If I was a betting woman, I would say that y'all celebrated pretty well that night.
I actually didn't see Jelly until like 2 days later, but I definitely FaceTimed him and called him a couple times. But when I saw him, he's been doing such a great. He's been working out, doing cold plunges. He's really working on his inner peace. So, you know, I know he was probably just like you know. But it was exciting. His whole team congratulated me. He congratulated me. It's amazing.
It's so well deserved. I'm so happy for you. Do you think now we'll finally get to see you and Beyonce perform together at the Grammys? Come on, what do we gotta do?
You could probably tell me that. You ET, you're Entertainment Tonight. What you know?
No,
You got all the secrets.
You gotta tell us.
Yeah, thank you so much, though.
Have
a good
fun
one.
tonight.
You know, I really love watching on Instagram the bromance between you and Teddy Swims, your buddy and your label mate. Tell me, what is it about this magical connection that the two of you seem to have?
You know what? We're both under the same label. We're both under Warner, and that's how we were introduced. But beyond that, like, he is a brother to me now. We've spent a lot of time together, and we've been doing, you know, this kind of run of award shows together, and he is just a 10 out of 10 man. He is the best. He's so kind. He's so talented. If you haven't listened to Teddy's music, please go listen. But he's the best.
I love that support. You got Teddy here tonight. Is Maggie here with you tonight?
She's not. She's at home in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, fans freaked out when we saw the two of you at the VMAs. What is it about her that kind of lights your world on fire?
It's her whole personality, who she is. She has great parents. She was raised very well. She's just the sweetest and the kindest, and she's a beautiful girl, so I can't help it.
Listen, I follow her on Instagram. The tribute that she posted after your Grammy nomination was announced totally melted my heart. You are now officially Grammy-nominated Benson Boone. How does that feel?
That was kind of a shock to me. It was, well, I was hoping it would happen, but you never know. You never know, and it was just crazy. It was a crazy moment for me. It was hard to be away from my family and friends during that, but definitely extremely, extremely honored to be a part of the Grammys.
You are so deserving of this moment. I got to ask you about two hallmarks of your performances that we've come to love: flips and glittery ensembles. Tell me about the inspiration behind both of those things, because you know your fans just can't get enough.
The flips, I've been doing flips my whole life.
Are you a gymnast?
No, but I kind of just grew up, like, I did diving and I did a lot of parkour and just like that kind of stuff growing up, so.
Relates to the stage very nicely.
Yeah, it's worked well to do on stage. It's fun to do. It's very natural for me. And then the glittery sambas, I love sambas, and I've recently kind of got into the glitter bedazzle.
Yes, bodysuits are everything.
Thank you.
Listen, I gotta extend a massive, well-deserved congratulations. You are now officially Grammy-nominated Teddy Swims. And the FaceTime between you and your father moved me to tears.
I just got nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys.
Look what you've done, baby.
Nominated.
It's amazing. I'm so proud of you, baby.
Tell me, what made you so emotional about that moment?
He cried first. He's the one that was crying. He's a big softie, and so I can't call him at all and talk to him about anything without crying. So
I'm so proud of you.
I know, and he's my hero, man. If I'm half the man he is, I'll be a great man as far as I'm concerned. He's the best person in the world.
To get that nomination, how do you feel?
I'm just bubbling. You know, I'm so excited. I'm so honored, and it's the coolest feeling in the world. So justified, you know.
I know you've been working hard for a minute. You are not an overnight success. I hope you feel your flowers. Not only are you having, so much career success, I love seeing how happy you are in your personal life. The things that you two post about each other, you and your girlfriend Raish. What is it like having that support on this massive ascension that you've had right now?
Man, she's on the way on a flight here right now, too. So I'll see her tomorrow in London, and she's just having somebody who understands it and wants it as bad as I do. It's so great to have that support. She's an angel, really.
How do you balance constantly being around the world, but also prioritizing that relationship?
She meets me all over the place, and we tour together, and I'm actually I'm always with my band as my best friends and my crew, and so I'm happy to do the best job with my best friends. It keeps me grounded at all costs.
Hometown is looking, so what's up, Springfield? I love y'all, and hopefully I'll bring a few home.
And you're already Grammy award-winning John Legend now. How does that feel?
I won for Best R&B Album, and that's very exciting. We put a lot of work into this album and tried to make it something worthy of this and worthy of the fans' attention, so feels great.
Go get some more. All right. Thanks.
That's it for our show, but don't go anywhere. We've got more great content coming up right here on ET.